Southern rust has been confirmed in several Nebraska counties. That's according to UNL Extension plant pathologist Tamra Jackson-Ziems. We spoke with Tamra at the Crop Management Diagnostic Clinic near Meade about the disease and what producers should be looking for.
We're seeing southern rust in samples that have come from a lot of different counties across south central Nebraska and up into eastern Nebraska.
And in the fields themselves, widespread?
It really depends on the location, and so in some fields it's quite widespread across the field, and in others just a spot or two.
Recommendation is obviously one of them, is obviously scouting, but what should you be looking for?
Well, I want to remind people that they need to scout, and especially in those irrigated fields, pivot irrigated fields, because we are adding moisture and creating humidity. And if you're looking for southern rust, look for the orange to tan sporulation, usually on the upper leaf surface.
And is that the differentiation between that and the common rust then?
That's right. Common rust is a little bit more brick red to brown in color, and spores are produced equally well on both the upper and the lower leaf surface.
Now, how does this affect the plant, and in so how would it affect yield if it were to really run rampant?
Well, as many people will remember, if you have a lot of southern rust infection and a lot of leaf area lost, it can cost a lot of yield. And a lot of that depends on when it comes into an area, and now is a little earlier than we've seen it in the past. So the potential for damage is quite high if it continues to spread.
You mentioned it was prevalent in irrigated fields. Why is that? And does it matter on planting date as well?
Absolutely. And so this is caused by a fungus, and like most fungi, it needs some moisture or dew for infection to take place. Most of the fields where the disease has been confirmed are pivot irrigated, so keeping that in mind. We haven't seen as much dew in Nebraska lately, but dew and other moisture is certainly going to exacerbate the disease.
So if you think you have it, what can you do for confirmation?
Well, I recommend, if you're not sure about the identity of this disease or anything else, submit a sample to the UNL Plant and Pest Diagnostic Clinic for accurate confirmation, especially before making any application decisions.
Let's talk about those application decisions. What are they?
Well, fungicides are an option for you, and especially if you can get it on before infection becomes too bad. And so all of our fungicides that we're using now, the common systemic fungicides that are used for example, gray leaf spot control, those same products also do a good job for rust control as well. But we recommend scouting and making sure you're comfortable and familiar with what's going on in those fields before making that call.
And obviously each producer probably has their own decision to make with the way that this corn crop is going to be this year.
That's right, absolutely.
One of the things, does weather affect it, temperature at all? Does it increase the spread?
Absolutely. So a lot of people know that the optimal temperatures are in the 80s for southern rust. Well, obviously our daytime temperatures lately have been much higher than that. It's the nighttime temperatures, though, that are critical right now, because when our temperatures maintain and stay in the upper 70s or lower 80s, that's actually perfect for this disease.
As Gossis wilt is still present in Nebraska, Tamra advises growers to accurately identify diseases in fields before making a fungicide application, since other diseases may exist and can't be directly managed with foliar fungicide applications.